Hello everybody, it's D or Whitecap217 here. For the people who've watched a few of my other videos, I found something else the other day. I don't think this has actually been published yet on YouTube. I did give the information to a friend and they've used it on their channel very, very briefly, but I was going to go into a more in-depth review of what I found. For people who are new to this or don't understand what's going on here, we all remember years and years ago, especially if you're my age, if you're in your 40s and 50s, you all remember the stories coming out about barcodes on things and displaying 3 6s, the mark of the beast, etc, etc. Well, yeah, that's right. Well, I've got this video to show you, which kind of makes that pale into a bit of insignificance, really. First of all, I am a born-again Christian, and it's due really to the devil literally shooting himself in the foot, I think, because I was very lukewarm. I had no idea what was going on in the world, and I'm doing this to try and wake everybody up. I'm in the UK, and here in the UK we are very, very lukewarm. We are dumbed down to the point where we don't know what's going on. The way that these Luciferians, for want of a better word, the secret societies, Freemasons, and all the others like them, including the ones over across there with our American brothers and sisters, the Skull and Bones and 322, you know, who have the world leaders really running around in these clubs doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, people don't believe in it. That's half the problem. They don't believe what's going on, and they haven't really got the eyes to see it. All the time, this world is geared towards making money, you know, playing video games, whatever it might be. And it's all designed as a lure to lure you away. But the way that these, quite frankly, these sick individuals operate is unbelievable. And when you tell people, they don't understand. So enough waffling about that. That's kind of a bit of an introduction. I mentioned earlier about the mark of the beast. Well, the mark of the beast is referenced in Revelation 13:18, and to use the I'll use the New International Version because it's possibly easier for people who aren't Christians or have never heard of this to understand. It says, "This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. The number is 666. This refers to end-time prophecy in the book of Revelation. In other words, our last days. And as the last days are approaching and World War III is closing on us, which is, in my opinion, manufactured by these people, and their agenda and their worship of Baal and Baal and Moloch and Satan, or whatever you want to call him. You know, they're wanting to usher this in. Okay, so there's the reference very quickly, just to, you know, if you're interested, there you go. This is the one I've just read to you. There's various other references, and this tells you where it is in the Holy Bible. Okay, I'm going to put this up as well, which is a brief explanation as to what the mark of the beast actually is. If you want to screenshot that, you can, or just quickly read that. It gives you an idea what it's about, and you know, you might think that these people don't exist. They do, and they're controlling a lot of the world at the moment. In fact, most of it. Right. Okay. So on to this video. What has the mark of the beast got to do with the nationwide building society? Okay. Well, I think I'm going to surprise you here, and I'm going to shock you a little bit. I'm going to put you a video on, which is currently, it's a current video. Here it goes. I'm going to put it on. It's in the UK. I wouldn't imagine it's anywhere else. But I'm going to play it for you. It is a current advertisement for Nationwide Building Society, and I want you to watch it very closely. Now, a lot of people in the UK will have already seen this. There are multiple references, not just one, multiple references to Satan in this, and they are clear. They don't need much explanation. I will explain them, but they are very clear. And I'd like to bet most of you have never seen them. And you're going to be quite shocked when you see this. So please bear with me. Okay, here we go. Here's the ad coming on. mistakes, they were bound to be made. But I promise you I'll keep you safe. The sound of the branches breaking under your feet, the smell of the fall and the burning leaves, the goodness of winter, the sweetness of spring. You are marvelous, and your heart is a masterpiece, and I'll keep it safe. Okay everybody, thank you for watching that. Now I'm going to show you what I've actually seen, what the Lord's laid on my heart to show you. Okay, this is a clip, a screenshot from the actual film you've just watched. It comes on for merely a second. Please take a look at this car. Now, first of all, you've got the obvious 666 mark of the beast. And people could say, well, that's not really proof, is it? Yeah, it's there, but you know, it could be just one of those things. The car itself is a British car. They were made in the 60s. I happen to remember them, unfortunately. They're made by a company called Hillman, who don't make cars anymore. And this one was called the Imp. Okay, please bear that in mind, the Imp. The ATA is a reference to Satan, S-A-T-A-N, Satan. Okay. Now, just to prove my point regarding the Imp, you can research the car, by the way, Hillman Imp, you'll see it's the same. This is what I pulled off the internet regarding an Imp. It's just the first thing I pulled off, really. But I'm going to show you, excuse my very low-tech stuff, I'm not really a techie person. Anybody with suggestions on how to improve my YouTube viewing figures, I would much appreciate. Right, okay, so this is an Imp. If you want a screenshot, welcome. This is basically one of the devil's minions. So this car, this one here, it has the number 666 on it. It's got a abbreviated Satan, and it's a Hillman Imp, which is a demon. Yes, a demon. Okay, but that's not all. Before we move on, here is pictures of imps. That this one is actually the Lincoln Imp, which is actually in a cathedral, which doesn't surprise me at all. So there we go, that's a Lincoln Imp. Okay, so let's get back to the next scene. The next scene, this is my interpretation, by the way. This is not gospel by any chance, but it is my interpretation. What we have here is one-eyed symbolism. We also have pirate ships. Now, pirate ships, I don't really understand that very much either, but I don't want to see how that could come into the context, but I know it's there. You've got skull and crossbones here, skull and crossbones, skull and crossbones. Skull and crossbones is the insignia of the satanic organisation in the US that runs this, which is the Bohemian Grove 322 Club. They worship a god called Molech. It's all researchable. The prime ministers, the top, what you call the elites of the country, are all members, and they meet there once a year. It's all researchable. You don't have to take my word for it. Okay, it's worth researching. So that's the other inference there to Satan. Okay, the next one is this. It is my belief that the storyline along with this program is trying to tell us an actual story in the Bible. And yes, these Luciferians do work by the Bible. They twist the Holy Bible to suit themselves, and hence they're trying to usher in the end of days, the New World Order, the Antichrist, and finally the end. But the good news is, of course, our Lord comes back at the end. If you read the Bible, you'll understand all that. Now then, let's have a look at this scarf. First of all, it's red and blue. There's a lot of red and blue imagery around, and if you look on your TV screens and your news broadcasters and all your mainstream news particularly, all the sets are red and blue. If you ever notice that, keep an eye out for that. The red and blue is something to do with a thing called the Hegelian dialect. These colours are significant to 322, Skull and Bones, these occult societies, these secret societies like the Freemasons. Very important. Red and blue is used a lot in their worship. Please research it. The nail is important. The nail somehow signifies Christ still nailed to the cross, which is not true. The Lord, conquered death and rose back to the Father victorious. Now this signifies to anybody who understands it that Christ is still nailed to that cross. He's still nailed to the cross at this point. And that's what they want. They want to keep him nailed there, which is wrong. It's satanic, it's evil, it's wicked. And it doesn't mean much to anybody who doesn't understand the Bible. Okay, so where do we go now? Just quickly back to this first image of the car. So what is this little boy doing here? Okay, well I have an idea what this little boy is doing at the end of the film. He's removed the scarf, so let's say that we think that is Jesus, just for the sake of argument. So they're trying to tell us that this little boy in front of Satan is returning Jesus dead back to, guess who? This character. This character's his father. So he's returning Jesus back to the Father dead. Okay, this is only my interpretation of this video, and I could be wrong, but this is how the Lord lays it on me to see. Next, there are other images in this film. We've got this sign here. It says all in. It's fairly innocuous. It doesn't mean much. It's right at the end. It's got an arrow pointing up, and it points to a pyramid. Okay, so we're all in under this pyramid. So what's the pyramid? This is the band, or the logo of the band, should I say, who sings the song for this particular advert. Okay, if anybody doesn't know, this is an Illuminati pyramid. It usually contains the all-seeing eye and often looks similar to this. It's been brought into popular culture. It's been rammed down our children's throats, and people, we see it on TV. It's horrendous. So folks, I suppose what I'm trying to say here is be aware of this. You don't have to take my word for it. You can just go and research all this stuff. What I would say to you is that in my honest opinion, and a lot of other Christians' honest opinion, we are in the last book of the Bible. And these people, since probably around 9/11, have been ushering in this, or trying to usher in this new age, this fifth age. I've done a lot of research on this, and I used to be a professional investigator. I worked for the British government for a long time as an investigator, as a police officer and investigator. And this is something that I've spent a lot of time on since I became a Christian, because I've realised what's going on. They're hiding these things under our nose. There is a reason why people think it's because they're laughing at us, and I think partly they are. But there's other reasons as well. I believe that they feel they have to let us know, because it's part of their duty, part of their Bible instruction. Their Bible, not ours. Their Bible instruction. It's the way they twist a good word. Okay, everyone. I'll try and put some things on the notes at the bottom, just to so you can research these things. So if you look at the description on the bottom, I'll put them on there. But you really need to be looking at esoteric societies and the way whether you're using it on film, TV, to influencers. A lot of it's subconscious, a lot of it's subliminal, and you have to be very, very quick to see this kind of stuff. But believe me, this is not the only thing. I've found loads of these, and I haven't published all of them. But I intend to. What I would ask you folks is, I don't get any money for this, I don't need any, I don't want any. But what I would ask you is, could you please subscribe and please share this, because people need to know what's going on. The world needs to wake up. They are poisoning us, they are trying to kill us. And, if you research a lady called Helen Blavatsky, who was mentioned in the X-Files only a few weeks ago, believe it or not, as part of their agenda. They stick it in our face. This Helen Blavatsky was a medium, psychic. She lived a long time ago, and she wrote a book. I think it was called Isis Rising. I can't remember for sure, but she's part of this organisation years ago. She was a member, like Mr. Pike, who was a 33rd degree Mason, and they helped to construct all this this false future for us. We need to wake up, people. Whether you're Christian or not, you need to know what's going on, because we need to stop fighting each other. We need to live in peace. We need to pray. And ideally, we need to be in Jesus Christ. You need to find him. Okay, so God bless you all. Thank you for watching. Again, please click like, subscribe, and most importantly, share this, because I'll keep putting more on if people watch. But quite honestly, you know, people don't often want to spend the time to look. But this is affecting you in ways you can't imagine, and I will show you. I will show you some of the other things I've found if you do. I think you'll be very shocked. Okay, God bless you all, and peace be with you. Bye for now.